myself. Take me right back to the start.
Good afternoon, MML. This is Bernie Buffon here again for your final road to the playoffs recap. And as always, I've got the lovable Scotsman himself, Dio. Afternoon, Dio.
Afternoon. It is actually afternoon this time.
It is afternoon, isn't it, this time? And, I've got to say this before I forget. Thank you very much for joining me on not one, not two, but all three shows. It's much appreciated. And obviously, I've got, by the sounds of it, deadly man flu. So I'm more than appreciate that you've come to lessen the load today and give us your wonderful insight. So thank you very much for being a good sport and helping me on all three shows today. So thank you.
No problem.
Dio.
It's good fun.
Good stuff. And plus, they can blame you as well as me if we get it wrong. So we come to the final one, the ACPR. Now, again, I'm trying to remember who I picked, but I remember this was my triple B banker of the challenge, the team what will definitely make the playoffs, and that was the Abomination Nation, the most successful Four Horsemen team. They've won the MML Pros Championship before as well, and I pretty much said they'd probably win the division and they probably would lose a game. Right, so I then put I think it was Stromdorf Stompers as to be runners up, and as we look at the leaderboard, well, I sort of got it right. Abomination Nation won 3, drawn 2, lost none, so they still might not lose. But hello, the Fire Salamanders. What an amazing season for Paladocus and his Lizards. I'm so happy. I'd never seen this guy play until this season. What I've seen of this coach, I am really, really impressed with him. I think he's got a bright future, and he's such a nice guy as well. So I am definitely a Fire Salamanders fan as well. And he holds the top spot. His only loss actually came to Abomination Nation, but again, the rumor was he could have maybe got something out there, but unfortunately he didn't in the end. But so they're up there, and obviously Stromdorf Stompers, who look like they're going for a wildcard spot. They've played their 6th game already and they won as well. And that, I think, was against Viking Power, so they've sunk Viking Power, if I remember. Yep, so Viking Power have got no chance now, really, of getting into the playoffs. So they can develop for next season. So, before we get talking into it, I'll just run down who's got who. ACPA then. So, Fire Salamanders are top already, and they're there by 1 point. And they have Arctic Thistle this week, and then Big Heart Small the Ogres. So they play the bottom 2 teams of the division, and I think they'll win both. And if they win both, that means they will finish top of this division. And I predict them, spoiler alert, but I predict them to be the 2nd seed of the 8. I think Monmo's Wolves will be top seed. I think these will be the 2nd seed. Abomination Nation, who basically probably just need to win to make the playoffs as well. They've got Big Hat Small the Ogres this week, and I expect them to break them. And then they've got a really juicy Week 7 match against the TAFE Tigers, who may be still fighting for that wildcard spot. So that's going to be a juicy one. You're going to see 3 Claw Mighty Blow versus 5 Claw Mighty Blow. Great game that'll be. TAFE Tigers, they need to beat the Bronze Zone Bombers this week. Good old Just Stevie loves his kill teams. Guess what, Just Stevie? 5 Claw Mighty Blow for you to face this week. But Just Stevie's a good coach, so he may get it done. But if TAFE Tigers can beat Bronze Zone Bombers, that would give them a great chance of making the playoffs. Viking Power lost this week, so they're not going to get it done. TAFE Tigers, by the way, they play Bronze Zone Bombers, then Abomination Nation. Bronze Zone Bombers, they still got an outside chance of making the playoffs, but they've got a good chance of making the wildcard spot because they can still get on 12 points. They need to beat the TAFE Tigers, and then they need to beat the Stompers. I personally think they've got the hardest running out the lot, so if they do make the playoffs, they deserve it. And Arctic Thistle, believe it or not, they've still got a little chance of making the wildcard spot. They're on 5 points. They can get to 11 points, but they have to play Fire Salamanders, who I do not think they'll beat. But if they do, they play Viking Power in the last week, and that is a winnable game. So that is what we've got for this. So the wild card again is a dangling carrot to a lot of these teams who would probably at this time of the season think, well, season's over, guys. It's all about, just looking after my team. but that wildcard spot still gives hope to these teams. Dio, are you surprised who's top, or who's looking to get into the playoffs?
No, not really. I think I expected Hornet to do slightly stronger, but
Yeah, I did.
he's had a lot of strange results that haven't really gone his way.
Right.
Lizards, you can never discount them.
No.
And V, it doesn't matter if he's running Nurgle or Vampires, he's always going to be in there. Especially going back to the championship team.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the I mean, obviously VPRV is one of the best coaches in the MML, but the other thing is as well, this is a team that won the MML championship and they're in the challenge. So bar some crazy thing what happens to them, they was always to me going to get there, and that's why I'm sort of impressed with Pally and his Fire Salamanders. So I looked at the beginning of the season, they had an all right team. I thought they could do all right, but I have been so impressed with his coach, and his only loss was to the Abomination Nation, and the other 4 he won. But yeah, I must admit, Stromdorf, bit disappointing. But but saying that, he's only lost 1 game, so it's not like he just hasn't won enough. But he's still got the chance for the wild card, and he is a very good coach. And Type Tigers, Big Badger, having a good season. I'd like to see him do quite well, and I can't wait to see him against Just Stevie. I think I have a big grin on my face because obviously me and Just Stevie have been having banter about my Nagel team, and this week he's gonna get to see what a proper kill team is about. So I think that'll be a good game. But again, it wouldn't surprise me if Just Stevie just wins it. But it's a good game. It's a good thing, and I'm so sad for Cody Cookie. I want him to win a game this season, but man, he's got Abomination Nation and the Fire Salamanders. That is a nightmare running. But yeah, let's have a look at the teams, and we'll start off with the Abomination Nation. Now then, this team has the best defense in the full challenge. They have only let in 1 touchdown in 5 games, what is really impressive, and that was their last game against the Norse. They do have the Beast of Nagel missing. They're probably the best beast in the competition. I can hear Rand kicking off on me already. But it's Ogres. Yeah, you don't need him. You need him against Tape Tigers. But what do you think of this team, Dio?
It's got everything. I'd like more guard on it, but I'm assuming he's lost a Pestigor recently, and based
Possibly.
on the 190k, we'll probably be planning on purchasing one in to replace it.
Yeah, I think he did say in the Force Horseman chat what he was going to bring in. Let's have a look, see if I can find it while you're having a look.
But yeah, I love his rotters as well. He's always got Hector on his team. He keeps the Pestigors free to actually do what they're better at than just handling the ball. And you don't want to be hit by Cardinal. That is a mean rotter. I love it.
I like him. I love him. And V-Power's always had a reputation having these great rotters. And I don't know how he survived, because obviously they got decayed. He's got not a scratch on him. He's got no scratch on him. But this is why I like league play and stuff, because you get all the fluff of pieces like this. And I know a lot of people love this piece. And if he does get destroyed, I think there'll be a lot of upset people, and whoever does destroy him will get a lot of boos in his direction. Just to let you know, VPRV said he's looking at bringing in the Elf Hunter. So, well, basically he's block, tackle, diving, tackle. So he's bringing in a Pestigor to take out them dodgy elves who like to dodge away on a 2+ and stuff like that. So that's what it looks like he's bringing in. So there you go, some nice juicy gossip there. But yeah, Cardell, what a hero. Obviously, I think they're already in the playoffs already. You just don't want to play against these. There's also the chances of 4 Horsemen versus 4 Horsemen as well, because obviously, me and VPAL might end up clashing in that if we both make it, so there's always that as well. But he's the most successful Four Horsemen. He's won a championship. He did well with Vampires as well. This team looks good. Ironically, you said he hasn't got enough guard. He turned around to us and said he doesn't know how we do it without the guard because we've only got like 1 or 2 between us. Yeah.
But I'm a dwarf coach. I like to spam guard.
But yeah, you need it, don't you? You need the guard. Where I suppose for us, 4 strength 4 and a strength 5, we still want guard, but it's not as
on a strength 4 as well.
Yeah, so it's not as big deal. Obviously, this is a big thing. Number 8 got a level up. He got to legend last game, so congratulations to V and his player. And look what he rolled: agility, beautiful. So he's agility 4, 2-headed, extra arms, short-handed blodger. Yeah, he's gonna go where 121s really, so that makes this team even more stronger now. I know he's extremely happy to roll agility on that. Obviously his killer's only armor 7 now. That is a bit of a weakness, I guess, but it is what it is. But he does have 3 claw, so he's got the punch from the rotter, he's got the punch from the pesty and the warrior. This team's just well built, it really is. And he's obviously, when his beast is back, they're just crazy, aren't they? I suppose the only thing is, if you want to get critical, is I think there's something like 21-20 when the beast is back. So that is severe high TV. Maybe the highest in the full MML, to be honest.
Highest in the MML, no. Actually, 240. So that's
the thing is though, if
2 teams higher than him.
Oh, is he? Wow.
One of them is Rats.
Really? Who's got which rat teams? Oh, that'll be the Flamers, won't it? That'll be Guideless Flamers, of course. Do you know what the other one is?
My Dwarfs.
Oh, your Dwarfs. I don't know. The thing is, though, he's on about he's on about bringing in this Pestigo, but if the TV cap say 1950, he's gonna have to get rid of something. Are you allowed to, like, say, I don't know, sack a few rotters, and then would the loaners count towards your TV cap?
The loaners would count towards the TV cap.
Right. Okay.
But then again, if he sacks Cardell, that frees up 110k.
Oh, you can't sack that guy. That's blasphemy. He won't be sacked.
No, it frees up 150k. I hope he doesn't sack him.
I think there'll be riots on the streets if he sacks him, and I think Nuffle will curse his dice for the rest of eternity if he got rid of Cardell.
Now that I think about it, there's no piece that I would really want to get rid of. I mean,
well, that's what I thought.
Get rid of Boris to free up 60k.
I'm just thinking.
Hector, he's not allowed to get rid of a Hector. It's a V-Power trademark to have a Hector on the team.
Well, what's he going to do then? Unless he brings in a new Hector and kicks that one out.
Yeah, if he gets rid of both of them, that frees up 140k, but even with the 100 bonus TV that he's not got much room for bringing in extra players.
Yeah, I think this is one of them teams what could win the Challenge Cup. I think Monmo's team will take all the they'll be the team a lot of people will go for. If More Shots makes it, obviously he will get a lot of the with More Shots will win. But I think V-Power will just go about quietly, let the others get all the glory and, get all the plaudits, and they're going to win. And he's just going to sneakily go along and get his job done. And it wouldn't surprise me if he wins it all, because, he's a great coach and this team's well built. I think if anyone is sneaky enough and clever enough to stop a Strength 5 Wolf or blow up the Irish car bomb, it's this coach. But yeah, great team, and it'll be interesting to see what he does end of season. And if obviously Preach drops the TV value a bit lower, then he's in serious trouble. Anyway, Tiff Tigers had a good season so far. Just the 5 Mighty Blow Claw. So, it is what it is. 4 guard. But, All Goals does have strip ball. What's an interesting build, number 14. I would have thought tackle, but he's gone for the strip ball. That is an interesting choice. So you think with 4 points needed for another level up, that's going to be tackle every day of the week. What do you think of this team? This team, there's been a lot of talk about claw and everything. This team never gets mentioned, but it does have the most Mighty Blow claw in the full MML. I don't have a problem with it, but what do you think, dear?
As a dwarf coach, it's terrifying to go up against.
Yeah.
You'd be managing the hits as best as you can and stomping on anything that goes down.
Mm-hmm.
I'd even be tempted to stomp with the best players to get them sent off, so they don't have to deal with those claw mighty blow hits. I'm surprised that he kept Tigers.
Okay. Yeah.
Because he's got 12 players and don't really need an RG2 Beastman.
Probably just put him on the LOS, isn't he? Just throw him on there. If you break him, doesn't matter.
It's just when he steals that MVP and gets the SPP that should have gone elsewhere.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he does with a few of these though, because he's got a case where he's 6 points off. Will he go tackle? Will he go piling on? He's obviously got Ulgors. Will he go pile on, tackle on that guy? So some of these guys, especially the killier ones, even the Minotaur's only 6 off. It'd be interesting to see what he chooses as the next skill, because these could get really, well, they are nasty already, but these could get really nasty with a bit of piling on there, because that will then, give him a great chance of winning by attrition. I mean, he does have 4 guard as well, what helps. He does have an interesting Beastman, what has kick return and kick on the same player. That is an interesting one. Number 8, I'm guessing, is the ball carrier with 2 extra arms and 2 heads. But anything with strip ball is in trouble with. I haven't seen him play this season, I'll be honest. But this team is basically main motto is to break the other team and win by attrition, because it doesn't have the ball players to do anything else. Is that fair, do you think?
Yeah, his ball carriers aren't really protected. All of the skills seem to be on the kill pieces.
Yeah.
Which also seems like they do pretty much everything for the team, but then again, I suppose if there is no team opposing, you don't really need to worry about hits.
Yeah, exactly. Saying that though, he's only killed 1 person this season, and he's only got 20 casualties. He's 84 injuries, but for what firepower it's got, and the way people bang on about Mighty Blow and Claw being horrendous, he hasn't done that much damage. I've seen a lot of lesser firepower teams do more damage than these, so maybe he's not getting as many hits in, or the dice have just been poor, or what, I don't know. But I agree with you. Look at this team, it's very scary, especially if you're a dwarf coach, like I said. Be interested to see how Just Stevie handles this team this week, because dwarfs can't run away much, can they? That's the other thing. They've just got to stand there and fight, and luckily they are quite good at doing that. But
it depends on how much you engage. If it's constantly basing up, or if you're pushing them away to just receive 1 hit per turn that then is stuck on your guys.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's. I want to see Big Badger make the playoffs, just because I think he's one of those loyal coaches. He's been in the MML for a long time now. He been playing bloody farm loads, and he's such a nice guy, always polite guy, always congratulates you when you score and stuff like that. He's really one of the genuine good guys of the MML and Blood Bowl itself. So, I would love to see him do really, really well. I'd love to see him make the pros, because he is a really nice guy. I don't have an issue facing this team. Even if I had elves, I wouldn't have an issue facing this team. I think, this is just
if I had elves, I wouldn't worry about the team at all.
No,
There's only 1 tackle.
Yeah, but this is just the way Badger likes to play, and I have no issue with that. So, but he's got a good chance of making the playoffs as well. So, good luck with that, Mr. Badger. Now then, he plays. This is quite good, because obviously Big Badger plays V-Power last week. Now Big Badger plays the next team we're going to have a look at, just Stevie, the wonderful dwarfs, who is paranoid about Claw. I think he has nightmares. I don't think he's been getting much sleep as Just Stevie, and I think he will have been sleeping easy this week as he turns up against the TAFE Tigers. But Man, this team's nice. I like this team, Dio. Tell me more. What do you think about this team? Do you like it?
I love it.
I do.
Just the right skills in the right places.
Yeah.
It's obviously developing with only the 3 guard. So when it gets more guard, especially on Grilling, that slightly more mobile Longbeard,
Yeah.
it's going to get stronger and stronger. And when I'm looking at it, he's got the pieces to deal with all that claw. He's
Yeah.
got the guard, he's got the mighty blow, he's got 2 strength 4, he's got the 2 dauntless as well. Not as good as strength 4, but it does the same job.
Yeah. I think personally the weakness in this team, and it's only is the guard. 3 guard to me is not enough, but you know it's still learning. This team is still getting the skills, so you know he can't. I mean, look at that. He's got 2 strength ups, 2 agility ups. He's got movement on the Longbeard as well. His Troll Slayer's got Mighty Blow. This team is a really nice built team, and like I say, when it gets a bit more guard, like you said, it's going to be really dangerous. Then they'll probably get Mighty Blow, and he'll probably have about 6, 7 Mighty Blow, and all that, and then this team will be scary. But yeah,
the only 3 places he could have put guard that he's not is where he's got stat ups.
Yeah.
The movement on Longbeard, I don't generally take it, but it's not a bad call.
I mean, would you took agility on the Longbeard?
Agility, no. I wouldn't have taken that one.
No.
I would probably given that one stand firm. The guard and the strength and the blitzers, are you going to turn them down for guard?
No. No. I tell you what though, the Longbeard might catch a few people out, you know, because they might think, well, they might leave the ball carrier open. And like I said, Longbeard, he ain't gonna dodge, and then you know, forget that he's agility 3, and he comes up and just smacks someone. So you just never know. He might be useful. It makes him more mobile anyway. That's I suppose is a good thing. But I like this team, and TV value wise, 15.90 for this is value. I really like this team. And it wouldn't surprise me if he beat TAFE Tigers. It really wouldn't. I mean, TAFE Tigers, all that claw, mighty blow, it should be a nightmare for these bombers. But just Stevie knows how to play dwarfs. And he could certainly get a win. And the thing is, if he does win against the TAFE Tigers, he has a chance of at least a wildcard spot. And his last game will be against Stormdorf Stompers. So, you know, it'll be another tough game, but if anyone can do it, it's just Stevie. I'm sure I can do it. But yeah, interesting. Like I say, I like this team. Interesting take on the Longbeard with agility 3, but it may pay off. You never know. So yeah, good stuff. And good luck. Right, Cody Cookie, his Ogres. Big Hard Small still looking for their first ever win in the MML. And they're still looking, unfortunately, but it's a nice team. You know, there's 2 Ogre teams in the MML. This is the other one. He's doing better than the other one because he's actually got a point. What do you think of this team, Dio?
Again, it's built really well. He's got that block tackle Ogre. That's going to cause chaos for some teams. He's got 3 of them with break tackle. Could probably do with the other 2 getting it, especially the movement up one.
Yeah, absolutely.
That agility plus block Noblar, yeah, it's a lot of TV, but
it's nice though.
He's got something that can just grab the ball and get back behind the Ogres.
And also it's good for like one turning as well. But it being agility 4, easy to land, he's got sprint as well. Gives him a very dangerous threat even in the one turner game as well. So
yeah, I don't know if Kotick really plays with the throwing of them, but
he's got
that strong arm one now, so he may throw them more now, but we'll find out as he plays.
Yeah, it's a decent little team, isn't it? He's still trying to get his first win, bless him, and I think if he keeps trying, it will eventually come. For sure.
I think that's the only problem with Ogres is they jump up so high in TV that you don't really get the inducements that the other stunning teams get.
I would have still tried to embrace getting another ogre, but he'll do well from just 30k to get a decent ogre now. But I think 6 ogres obviously is better than 5. Captain obvious there, but then that means you'll have less Noblars on the pitch. But like you said, TV wise, it can rocket quite quickly. But it's good that number 8's still alive and he's still there. And he's still is a really nice option for one turn in or just to carry the ball, I guess. But yeah, he's got it tough these next 2 weeks. So he plays Abomination Nation, what I think is tonight, and then he plays the Fire Salamanders. So it's going to be rough. But can you just imagine if his first win came against Abomination Nation? That would be amazing for Coty Cookie.
Upset them out. It would be amazing.
But it'd be good for him, and I think V Power V's a cool guy. I think he wouldn't begrudge him a win. He would rather not be against him, but he would be happy for him, I'm sure.
I don't think V knows how to be upset.
I know he's just a nice guy, isn't he? But
a kill coach, yeah, one of the best.
most of the kill coach teams, we're nice people. We're smiling assassins, Do you hear that? Dear called you a kill coach. Yes, you. That's it. Throw it to him. But that's why though. I mean, joking aside, that's why I did prove the point that people got about all this Mighty Blow and Claw, but no one talks about that VPRV has only let 1 touchdown in all season. I've only let 2 in, so we can defend as well.
Where Nurgle excel is defense.
Yeah, it's control, isn't it? It's removal and control. And if you position right, you're okay. But with any slow team, you position wrong, especially with dwarves, as you'll know, that's when you get punished. So they are quite tricky. Where Chaos are just a bit more speedier, aren't they? But again, you still got to position well with them. But I think you can get away a bit more with Chaos and Nurgle.
Yeah, well, they've got the extra agility the Nurgle don't.
Yeah, that is a good point.
Faster players that the Nurgle don't, and the more durable players. But Nurgle start with so many more skills.
Yeah, foul appearance, disturbing presence, regen when it works. So yeah, you're right there. Right, let's get on to Viking Power then. I do believe they've already played this week. They had a chance to make the playoffs, but Stromdorf Stompers stomped them, and that's probably the end of their chance of the playoffs. They do play Arctic Thistle in the final week, so we're going to have a Norse-off. But this team looks very solid. I think this has got a very nice build already, and this team in another season or 2 could be the next Tripress Norse team. But what do you think?
Yeah, they're early, very much developing still.
Yeah,
they've got the right skills in the right places. I like that he's taking block first on the Wolves, just get them to protect.
Yeah,
before getting that Mighty Blow.
Makes him more reliable as well.
Runner's nice. I like that he's going very tackle heavy. He needs some guard. I don't know if the linemen on Norse get guard naturally.
Double. It's a double.
Double. Yeah. So, he's taking the right skills at the right time. The Yeti's soon to level up. Both of the Zerkers are about to level up, as well as one of the Wolves. The Runner's soon to level up again.
Yeah.
So, in just a matter of a few games, the team is going to look even better.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, even if he's Yeti, then even if he gets Mighty Blow, that'd make a huge difference for that Yeti, even if he didn't roll a double. Like I said, there's so many pieces here.
It looks like he's probably going to bring in a Lino for the team. I don't really see the point in replacing any of the positionals there.
Yeah. I mean, it depends what he rolls in the last game. He could end up with about 140, 150k. What would be enough to bring in a decent transfer? It wouldn't be obviously a top class one, but it could be something what could certainly bolster the team and give him a bit more of an edge. But I don't know what he's going to do.
Lino would probably be all that I would need for the team.
Maybe a Lano with guard or something. Just get some guard in there somewhere.
Yeah. It's the only reason I can think of him sitting with 110k rather than going up to that 13th player, just to give him room for fouling.
Yeah, I think he'll have a transfer in mind. It'll be interesting to see what he gets. But again, it depends how much money he makes into the last game. If he wins it, he gets to re-roll it, obviously. If he rolls badly first, and hopefully he'll get around about 150, what should get him at least a half-decent player, hopefully. But yeah, all the best for next season on that one. Now then, I'm saying this is a surprise package because I've never seen him play. So to me, it was a good surprise. We banned for Blood Bowl. Well, I presume that's because they're called Fire Salamanders. So he's top of the division. He's only lost to one. He's won the other 4.
Oh, wow.
And he has a nice skink.
Yes.
Not bad, is it? But he's a lot of cash, though. 210k for a agility 5, strength 3, short feet skink. It's still alive. What do you think of this team?
Same as a lot. The last team, actually, is developing nicely. Those 2 blodging Saurus. It's likely he needs more guard. Definitely needs more guard in this team. The strength 5 guy will level up soon. He'd be ideal for guard. I'd like to see break tackle on the blodge tackle mighty blow guy.
Alright.
And hopefully he can get a nice double for that skink to get it block. But it's a very nice team. A little bit bloaty for the team value of it.
Well, that's
too many skills on the skinks, but do you get rid of them, or I wouldn't?
Yeah,
I keep them until they die.
I think when I was lucky when I did the pre-cap, the reason I didn't pick this team to be in the top 2 was, 1, I didn't really know how he played, and 2, I thought the team was still in transition. It still needed a bit of work, where the other 2 teams looked already the part. But, he's played very, very well. And the team's getting there, isn't it? It'd be interesting to see what he does with number 5, the Saurus, because obviously guard is a good thing. But will he go break tackle? Because then that makes him into a deadly cage breaker. And obviously it gives him the maneuverability to move about if he wants to. It then could go maybe tackle if you don't roll a double, so they can go skink hunting or gut run hunting with 3 die. So he's got a lot of options he can do with Andy. Like I say, number 3 Punisher, I agree with you. A nice bit of break tackling there would make him a nightmare. And I think with Lizards
away from that.
Yeah. Well, 14 points. Yeah. You never know who might blow.
And a guy that's only really hitting, so unless he gets a lucky handoff.
Yeah. Or MVP maybe. And obviously Gerd the Crocs there, he's alright. He's guard, stand firm. On a double, most people would take block. I don't. I take diving tackle, because diving tackle and prehensive tail, -3. Parking next to the ball carrier and watch them cry. People say take block because you want to hit. No, with a big guy with bonehead, you don't want to hit. You just want to park him somewhere, and cause problems that way. He's got 3 diving tackle, obviously with the skinks. I've seen that build quite a lot. Are the skinks bloaty? To a certain extent. I think Marco's pretty good. Paul, it's always awkward, 100k. You sack him for another skinks, that's 40k saved, but I don't know where I would be with these, to be honest. I quite like the team. It's going to be interesting how he plays against the ogres, though, with all that strength, and he's only got 1 guard. But I do think Uwe will just have a field day in that game. But yeah, I mean, he's got Arctic Thistle next. I expect him to win that one, and then he's got Big Hat Small. So I think he should be able to pick both wins up. But yeah, I agree with you. It is a bit bloaty, but that's probably to do with the skink.
Uwe diving through the diving tackle Nodlars. That's still going to be 2 pluses, isn't it?
Well, he has stunty, doesn't he? But you still get a -2, so it'll be a 3 plus.
He's got the Titchy. So.
Oh, sorry. You mean sorry? I thought you meant right. Sorry, I thought you meant going the other way.
No, I was meaning Uwe going through diving tackle.
It'd still be 3 plus.
2 plus.
No, because
the Titchy, you're not getting the minus.
Yeah, so
sorry, you're right. Yeah, it is 3 plus.
Yeah, because obviously -2 for the diving tackle. Yeah, So it'd still be 3+. But it's still not bad odds, is it? You've got dodge as well, so it's not bad. It's if you want to put your prize asset going through there. That's the thing, isn't it? I mean, Fritz with break tackle is getting through on a 4+, I guess, but I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what he does with it, but I think
What are you doing with the 150k?
Oh, I'm saving that for a good player.
Replace Mario or Gunter?
I'm a Mario. I don't know. I'd have to have a look what's on the market. I don't think I'd buy a skink because you've already got Marco and you've got Uwe, so I don't think you need to go there. I would look at Croxigos because I think it's a solid Croxigos got, but something with Anno, something funky. I might look at that, or I might look at bringing a good Saurus. I think Furion did that by, I think was it Leatherface from Bears, another Enforcer or something.
And
but I think
it on the floor.
Yeah, I think the gut reaction would be another quality Saurus, and you could get rid of Gunter or Mario, whichever one you don't want. Gunter's got the less XP, so maybe get rid of him. I don't know, although I do quite like the name Gunter. But yeah, I'd be saving up and I'd be getting a quality lizard. But I'll be honest, if there's a Croxgo with diving tackle out there, I'd get that. But I just love diving tackle on a Crocs. I think it's amazing, especially if it's got Stamfam as well. Right, Stromdorf Stompers then. Don't know really what to feel about this team, because I thought this team looked really, really good, and I thought they'd made the top 2. It looks like the best they're going to do now is a wild card. I don't know if he's lost many pieces, but if you look at how it's built, it's really good. They've got 7 guard. They've got Horst von Hack, and I think he's bringing in that famous killer, isn't he, from his other human team next season? Can't remember his name. He's going to tell me off. What was that other one he had on his human team? Can you remember?
If I look in Blood Bowl tabletop and look at his recent pictures, I'll be able to remember. But
yeah,
you'll probably bitch slap me for not remembering it off the top of my head.
Well, it'll tell us both off warning.
Crap, he's not said the name there. He's written so many stories about him as well that I really should have read. I'm lazy.
Isn't he called the Butcher or something like that? Ain't he the Butcher or something?
Yeah, the Butcher's the nickname, I think. Is it Ted? No, I don't think.
Ted the Butcher doesn't sound scary to me. I'm Ted the Butcher. I'm going to kill you. I don't know. My apologies, Hornet. We should know. Arturo, yeah. Arturo the Butcher. We get in there. You are right. It is Arturo or something. But while you look at that, 7 guard, that's really good. His ogre's pretty decent. I'm sure he'd love block on that, but hey, it is what it is. Catch is not great. Dodge and catch, it's not even got a level. I don't know if he's lost some. He's got a Ulf Lutzer who is Blitzer. He's a Blodge guard sure hands. Interesting combination. Otto's got the diving tackle. A nice strength 4 Blitzer. And obviously an agility. And then Horst van Hack, who is obviously the killer, but he has agility 4 as well. That's an interesting build. And quite a few of these have got interesting little builds. But I think this team will upgrade when he does bring in Arturo, because then obviously it's great because obviously Arturo's here and obviously he's the Butcher, so I can't wait to see that in action. And obviously he will certainly upgrade his team, but it will mean he's got 2 Pommers, so it'll be interesting to see how he uses them in unison.
Who are you going to drop for Arturo? Personally, it'd be Ulf, maybe Otto.
I don't know. Probably Otto, I think.
Because diving tackle will be fun when he puts tackle on it as well.
Yeah, but it depends. If he's gonna be using Ulf as your ball carrier, then you really have to get rid of Otto, because you're not getting rid of hands, not with a strength 4. I'd be disappointed if he got rid of Horst van Hack, because he could have a really good duo there who could be causing carnage. So
even if you only pile on once per turn, if coaches have to watch it from the full side of the pitch.
Yeah, it'd be interesting how he does it. It'll be interesting how he goes. Me personally, I would, if I'm going to go down the route that Ulf is going to keep my ball all the time, then you got to get rid of Otto. If you're not bothered about Ulf having the ball, then you could get rid of him if you want. But he is a blodger. Guy with short hands was quite nice. So I think Otto would be one I would lose out of a lot of them, to be honest. I'll be disappointed if he gets rid of number 6, because I think a good tag team of enforcers would be great. But we'll see how he does. He's still got a shot of a wildcard spot at the very least. He's who's he got? He has got Bronze Horn Bombers last week, so that should be an interesting one. Finally, then Arctic Thistle.
I'm going to like the amount of guard that he's got then.
No, they're selling not. He outguards him. What's interesting. Arctic Thistle, then Laser Owl. He is the last of the teams we're going to have a look at then. Skoggy 6-1s. He's out this game. They sort of still got a squeak of making the playoffs, probably by the wild cards. 1 5 points, can get to 11. But they've got Fire Salamanders next. That will not be an easy game. And then Viking Power in the North-South. This is another team that's very underdeveloped, in my opinion. I think the other Norse team is better than this, but at least it does have an Agility 4 Berserker, I guess. But, I don't know, this team is really undercooked. What do you think, Dio?
Yeah, they're lacking most of the things they need. The Wolves aren't quite protected yet.
No.
The Fen will stop the Linos dying quite as often.
I like that. I like he's done that.
There's a lot of the guys in the team about to level up, so if he gets a hold of a few skinks, he could suddenly find his team in a much better position.
Yeah.
Interesting that he's taken catch on both runners.
Yeah. But he has got a thrower. I think he's going to be doing it a bit different to what, because a lot of Norse players don't like the thrower. But he's obviously got movement 7 already, so obviously he's gonna have the ball, and then having 2 options but have catch is quite nice. It is a different way, because obviously a runner usually has the ball, but if you're gonna invest in the thrower, then I quite like it. I really do, because then he's got 2 options. So if it's only 3 squares between you, it's a 3+ with a reroll and a 3+ catch reroll. And if any of them 3 players get agility, then it gives them a massive upgrade. So I like it. I really like the way it's done. It's a bit different, and that's good. Interesting to see how he does with his Berserker, though, because he's a threat as well, because he's agility 4. Berserkers are another piece what you usually expect to bash, but you've got 2 runners who can catch the ball on 3+ with a built-in reroll, and you've also got Berserker who can catch the ball on a 2+. So,
but even if you knock down the Berserker, it's not out of play because of that nice fun jump up.
Yeah, so if you don't break its armor, he's a threat as well, isn't he? So it reminds me a bit like Thundam, where he's like, they can be bashy, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give myself some really nice options, in the passing play, and even if you're handing it off and stuff like that. So I really like where he's going. The only issue at the moment is it's so it's not developed yet. But there's little roots there what I think, in a season or 2, this could be quite an interesting, nicely developed team with a bit more threat than other Norse teams. So I'm quite excited to see how this team goes. I think I played Laser Owl once before, and he impressed me the way he played. So, the coach is decent as well, and this could be a team in a season or 2, could be, pretty good. Maybe the next Trippers is Norse, I don't know. But I wish him all the best, and I'm really excited to see how that develops, to be honest. So there we go. So again,
that's what I always love about these different builds is just
isn't it? Yeah, and that's it. It's like when you can develop them the way they do, different builds. They always excite me. And like I said, this is a different build to the other Norse in the challenge, but again, if it has potential to be a lot more dangerous on the scoreboard, where the other team's probably more bashy. So yeah, I can't wait to see how they go. But again,
that's one of the things that always frustrates me on the Blood Bowl community page, when people are asking for skill ups and they just post, "This is the team's skill ups," and it's like, well, how do you play them? Because if Laser Owl asks for a skill up, how many people would tell him put catch?
I think Moorshot said it the best way. You pick skills what you're going to feel comfortable with, and if you want to play this sort of play style, then obviously it's better you picking the skills you want, not what anybody else wants. I think when we do like recaps or precaps or whatever, we just tell you the way we would play it. Doesn't mean it's the right way. It's just the way we would play that team. But I like it. I like the way it's going, and I just hope he doesn't get too much attrition on them, because I want to see how he develops and how he starts playing it in another season or two. Because if they keep healthy enough, and I know they're only AB7, so that's the problem. But if they keep healthy, I think this team could be quite exciting and at least fun to play anyway. And they should be good. Like the other division we just played. Recap the DND, TNA. There's some really exciting games coming up. Obviously, Fire Salamanders cannot afford not to. Well, they have to win both their games if they want the top spot. Obviously, with the way the seeding is, that technically should get them an easy game if they finish top. Abomination Nation, I'll be gobsmacked if they lose to the Ogres. And TIFF Tigers Bronze Room, that's a huge game. Both teams need to win. If they don't win, they're probably going to sink their playoff chances. And then obviously week 7, we've got the North-South, what will be exciting. And then we'll see the Ogres trying to get a win against, you think, maybe the top of the table, Fire Salamanders, who would probably need to win to get that top spot. And then you never know, Bronze Zone Bombers might be chasing a playoff spot themselves alongside Stromdorf, so that could be a big game. And then we have got a beautiful game. The TIFF Tigers will be trying to chew their way through the disgustingly great Nurgle of Abomination Nation. And will the Abomination Nation go through the full divisional season undefeated? So plenty to digest. And that really is done. I'm going to go with the Fire Salamanders and Abomination Nation to get through. And then who knows? Do you think any of these could get the wildcard spot, do you? Can you see it coming from?
There's quite a few that could potentially get it. I think some of the other teams in the other divisions have an easier run for it. But
yeah, I mean, Stromdorf, he's only got one game to play, but he's at least on 9, so he can potentially get 12. And obviously, Tigers get to 13 if they win both their games. So there's certainly enough there, and obviously, just Stevie's Bronze Zone can get to 12 points as well. I think 12 points is a sweet spot. So I think it's there. Do you expect the Salamanders and Abomination Nation to be the two what go through?
I can't see anyone else doing it.
I can't, can you?
I mean, V's just V.
Yeah.
His bigger concerns in the last game is probably going to be more staying healthy for the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that's probably how it's going to be.
Mighty Blow competition when it's 1 against 1. Walking out without any mismatch games is a lucky achievement. It's not even skill that keeps him off you.
It's luck, isn't it? Because if the claw works and then the regen works or not as well. But it's an interesting last game for him, because obviously I know he was happy not to face them early, but it's not the game you want to be playing just before the playoffs, is it? Because if he takes out a few key pieces, that will weaken the Abomination Nation, especially if they then rock up against someone like, I don't know, Moorshot's or Royk's sort of, teams. I won't use the word.
The advantage of it is that if he's playing them when the result itself doesn't matter, he can concentrate entirely on
preserving his players.
Pieces. He doesn't need to pay attention to where the ball is.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting how the last 2 weeks pan out. But there you go. Right, that is us done. Thank God all 3 have been done. Much appreciated to you, dear, for coming on and helping with them 3. People have said about an end of season review with them. I don't know if we're going to do that. I didn't know you actually did that in the MML. But I don't mind doing obviously these things. Road to the Playoffs. I think these are excited. I think possibly it's the next sort of videos I'll do won't be end of season. I think it'll be the pre-cap, because I think we'll be just going over the same old. Possibly could do a playoff show each for each pros and challenge when they're all done and dusted. I don't mind doing that. But yeah, that's me done. Like I said, all these will go onto my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, please do. It's free, and then you get all the announcements when they come through. Thanks again, dear. I wish you all the best in your quest for the playoffs and MML glory with your dwarfs. Wouldn't it be great if you lofted that championship? It'd be fantastic. And
I think it would upset so many people.
oh, I don't think it would. I would be loving it. I would love to see you in one. We're so nice getting beers.
Dwarf haters.
I love dwarfs. We're so good old beers get it done. Now we need Dio to get it done. That would be awesome. Anyway, thanks again, and we'll see you later, guys. Take care, and good luck to everyone in the rest of the season, and good luck to those going to the playoffs. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
See y'all later.